peak, and the match is initiated, I believe.
Here we go, right off the bat. I mean, to be honest, to see Sbrh only a champion rank really, for me, boggles belief. Absolutely absurd. This guy, I think he is a killer that doesn't play too much. So when he gets into these chaotic matchups, he's going to take quite a long time to think, especially after he's actually started bleeding. Lost these 2 games to Mangled Cadaver. Even though Mangle wants to give them back to him, he's got to be worried here. Coming into a matchup against an Arbalest with a reasonably stun-heavy team here.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of stuns actually here for Sbrh, and this might be quite a detriment because we have a lot of cleansing here from Adelbart. Also, high-pressure teams perform quite well against stuns, because unless you just distort their pattern very early on, they just can take over and just dominate you so that you can never actually start landing those stuns at all because you're too focused on just staying alive. You might just see this from Adelbart, so this Darkest Mark comp again coming into play. And this Arbalest is probably like, you know, kind of a decent start for Sbrh, honestly, but Sbrh doesn't really want to be doing damage. He wants to be trying to kind of distort the tempo of Adelbart, which is not quite happening for us right now.
We have seen before Sbrh really take advantage in the game against Baguera by knowing how to use this Abomination in an Abomination versus Abomination matchup right now. Against the enemy Arbalest, he knows how to stun. He's not going to go for a cheeky double stun, he's going to go for 1 stun that really forces the enemy Arbalest to think. Maybe the enemy Arbalest thinks so much he passes the turn even. He makes an incorrect decision. So Sbrh here has been playing perfectly as we have known to be playing in these early games. For Adelbart here, we need to see him do what he does, Daisy. That double stun hit, taking note of the fact that Sbrh cannot clear that. He only has a vessel to counter stun right now. That Abomination stun, then able to transform back, unable to apply that pressure, or indeed the enemy stun there.
Yeah, but this slow and contained playstyle by Sbrh has been usually paying dividends for him, so we might just see this happen again. This MA just drops the bellow, slowly but steadily he's just going to be getting the stress down, and honestly Adelbart could have done so much more damage this turn than he did. So yeah, that's just kind of surprising or baffling, you could say. That, you know, he has actually been able to just do 16 damage to this Houndmaster. That's not a lot. He has to just kind of re-damage this once again if he's hoping for a killing blow at all. So it's kind of a smart decision at this point, I think, to keep the active healer available for the turn, because he might just want to heal this Houndmaster later on once the damage comes through, which he obviously doesn't do here. We see a stun on the Abomination resisted action. That's very fortunate.
55%.
He does have the snuff.
Resisted, yeah, with the snuff.
Yeah, there is no there are no 2 stun items on this vessel, so it's kind of okay. I think this is kind of reasonable stun 45, resistance.
Yeah.
There's also a pull on this vessel, kind of looking quite grim for Sbrh actually coming into this particular match here.
He can throw a guard down there, but obviously if Adelbart here has a stabilizing tiller, Trinky always wants take, I think, when facing a blind matchup, just because of the prevalence of guard characters here, especially when you only really have the Crusade to stun every single turn. If Adelbart does not have the till here, that Mark pull was, in my opinion, a complete waste, right?
Yeah. Okay, this crashed. Potentially, I don't see. Okay, we see stun not coming through as well, so double stuns resisted here on both sides, kind of going fair way, I guess. This Abomination again removes.
Man arms are not going to land every time, Mike, are you?
Yeah, absolutely not. So we can see this vessel actually going to stay alive for quite a bit now. We might see pivot, by the way, by Adelbart. I feel like this Houndmaster in the very back row here, the most vulnerable target ever right now, so he might just go for that one. Obviously, this Abomination has the power to break the guard as well, so we might just see a shield break here, which it indeed is. And now we have 2 potential good targets for this Arbalest to just focus down. And I'm not really sure if I wouldn't have just healed with this Houndmaster right there, because
I mean, this heal is pretty preemptive, Mike, isn't it? I mean,
but you have regen as well. You get the regen, which means you can just actively keep doing what you're doing. This time, like, and you know, this regen will basically be paying dividends over the course of the fight.
He's not the marked target, is he? I think the vessel here is a target and he's marked. I would almost consider guard dogging. Yeah, you see that big crit? I'd almost consider guard dogging into the lagoons, wouldn't you? This, I believe we see Sbrh here not doing these kind of really intricate, in-depth plays that I think me and you almost credit him for right now. I almost would want to see a preemptive guard there into something else, maybe an aggressive stun, but
Oh, it's kind of risky though. This is quite decent stun resistance on this BH. So he goes for this AoE healing, kind of keeps everybody topped up. You know, you can lose this Vestal at some point and still win, right? As we said, this composition by Adelbart, very well known for just running out of steam, and this is what exactly might happen. You know, this Abomination does, you know, does limited damage, right? It has to transform consistently back to the beast form in order to get those buffs. So right now, just
the real issue about Adelbart seems it's Abomination. The only character that can do any DOT damage outside of that once per battle while the Caltrops is in position 1 here, unable really to take effective use of his riposte and apply blight to these middle characters.
Yeah.
Right now, against a Vestal with an AoE heal that does about 6 to 8, if you manage to stack up even 2 of those blights every single time they take that character, they go right back down. Forces his Vestal to do something else, Mike.
I mean, you can see those very high damage numbers on the A-bomb battery. You can see like the bracket of damage being, like the range of damage being up to 23, that just on the rage. He just chooses to, you know, drop a stun here, maybe just to prevent some of the pressure from coming through again. He regains some control by doing this. He might force the Arbalest to remove the stun with the flare, or just to go forward for another attack. You see the sniper shot come through actually, so this might be a like
28 non-crit, 28 non-crit.
Yeah, this Vestal is actually in quite a pickle here, and this is a question of whether he just goes for the guard or not. He doesn't, because
he's
then
taking
again,
Bellow.
Yeah, the BH.
I mean, right now, Adelbart does not have much stress over him, does he?
No.
He can counter with anything he wants to. The Caltrops maybe that come hither. He can maybe even wait, go for a sniper shot in the next turn. So all he can really do is throw down a guard dog, and he's not a guard dog so far, so maybe Sbrh is not a guard dog kind of guy.
Yeah, we probably will see Caltrops here. This is the optimal move right now, because it actually gives you a bit of a benefit going to the slower, longer game. And since you have the BH, you might always just get up at the position where you can finish people off. This doesn't kill the Vestal though. So this 50-50 not playing in Adelbart's favor there. You really like to see Heartseeker for that. Like, I don't really have a good reason not to be taking Heartseeker right now. This is such a powerful trinket. Gives you a little bit more of a shot at killing your opponents.
We are starting to see Adelbart here at 3 or 4 afflicted members on turn 4 here. These horrors stacked up on him, going to make him act out. So I think Sbrh here, really, if he has even 50% RNG in his favor, he has such a great advantage to win this game.
Yeah. Also, we can see like this mark just does expire right now, so perhaps as people in the chat are saying, maybe the hook would have been better there, maybe the comp there would have paid a bit more to Adelbart. Adelbart is just resolve broken across the board right now. This is such a slow comp.
Not good, not good. Very high pipe.
And a pass as well on top of that. That's so bad.
So quickly, Mikefield. This is the worst thing you want to see. 1 in 10 chance, giving Sbrh every opportunity he needs to claw back the advantage. Push this stress, throw down a Hound Harry, bleed them all, apply stress, bing, bang, bing. Look at these dominoes right now. 3 gone. They're easily going to act out. Afflict that Crusader as well, Mike. Very soon we are going to see some acts out, unless Sbrh is very unlucky.
Yeah. So Sbrh here taking over the game definitely, like in a very decisive fashion as well. No flares, by the way, came down so far, I think. So there are a lot of debuffs across the board, and you know, this MA will just keep adding and adding those. So you can just even patiently wait right now, get this flare to drop, and then just drop another Bellow. And again, this Abomination by Sbrh can transform, add more stress to the table. There's just so much pressure altogether coming through. And you know, Sbrh is just in a controlling position here. Like, there is very little that Adelbart can do to stop.
Well, I mean, this is the issue with Adelbart's Darkly Smart comp right now. It's
Yeah.
got no DOTs to kind of leverage that popping down to death sword ability. Other than these Caltrops, it's reasonably late here. But to be honest, if Adelbart keeps applying this stress, maybe we will see defensive play from Adelbart as he is so used to. And the second he plays defensively, he has lost every opportunity he ever had in this game, Mike.
Absolutely, yeah. So we can see this Arbalest here activated by Adelbart. He might just have to drop this flare now, otherwise he just has zero chance of doing any damage at all. Just for this risky sniper shot, this might eventually pay off, because I feel like no, it won't, because he can just heal. Sbrh goes first, so you can just heal this anyway.
Bleed on him eventually would have procced that Vestal down in a couple of turns. If you're going to do anything, you really want to try and play the defensive game with this transforming Abomination here. You need to last this 3 turns for this stress to pan out. You again are in the backseat stress-wise and health-wise here. You need to start playing more aggressively than your opponent. Fish for every lucky kill you can ever get. And this heal again, pushing that vessel out of Death's Door. Adelbart here, unable to really capitalize on this, slowly getting more and more stress.
Yeah, that's true. So this is the point of this comp. You just kind of get on the momentum train and just kind of drive it home with Adelbart. He never got on the momentum train. He never got the momentum in this game. Sbrh just so wonderfully good at controlling the pace. This vessel doesn't drop to 0 HP, so this also means that Sbrh is just perfectly safe here to just even guard the vessel right now. He can just guard her, just slow it down again. Obviously not the most useful character in the world she is right now because she's stunned, so she's only going to be able to act on 10-7, I believe. However, this is still kind of good enough. Keeping a character alive means your opponent is under a lot of pressure still.
So to transform him instead of a stun.
Yeah.
We consider the stun core to be Crusader and Vessel, but we always forget the Abomination, that big crit there, third to him, put him right down to Death's Door here.
That's just the damage the A-bomb brings.
Exactly. And that crit there doing enough stress to the Crusader to push him down. Masochistic gonna hit himself. If his health gets low enough, he might as well kill himself. We're seeing a fully inflicted team here from Adelbart, Sbrh here. Even though his vessel pushed into third, able to be stunned by that Manacles, still taking a remarkable amount of control in terms of the stress game, Mike.
Yeah, so the stress comp by Sbrh has done more damage than Adelbart's damage comp, and it has also done a significant amount of stress as well. So Sbrh, we have said this a lot. I feel like this is just the kind of thing that we have been saying over and over today. Sbrh is taking over those games in a ridiculous fashion, and this is just one of those times like where he just does everything right, makes very few mistakes, just controls the game's pace, takes over, demolishes the opposition. This is what's happening to Adelbart right now. That's what happened to Baguera.
Mike, Adelbart is a healing kind of guy, and he's taking a very aggressive composition right now, isn't he?
No,
this is not a kind of composition that meshes with his playstyle. He's basically taken loss with this game, I believe, more times than he's won with it. So quite frankly, why would you take this team if you're Adelbart? Maybe he's only got it at this stage in the qualifications out of sheer luck. But against Sbrh, luck will never ever take you through, will it? This guy's
dev blows are coming through.
Clinical, Mike, clinical.
Yeah, Sbrh is just such a clean player overall. Like, he just gets this again. Adelbart on the edge of being if he loses this, I feel like it's gonna be Mangle and Sbrh just taking over the tournament, right? Because Adelbart will be like I feel like the head-to-head record is just going to matter, right? Because they will be evenly matched, and this will mean that Sbrh is indeed going to be able to kind of be promoted up in the place of Adelbart there. So
this is the bracket of killers choosing to transform there, drop that beast ball. So important, so impactful right now. He is understanding this game will go long. I want to get that bleed in, I want to get that stress, I want to get that riposte in, maybe take it even 10, 11, 12, 15. We have seen Sbrh take these games so long, it's unbelievable. This is a sign of a player who knows how to control, Mike.
Yeah, and Sbrh just takes over every single freaking fight he's in. Seriously. By the way, I feel like Mangle went 3-0 with Baguera for feating, right? Because Mangle won against Adelbart, won against Sbrh effectively, and like this means like Mangle just automatically advances. So this is those two guys are just duking it out, and whoever is able to take the big W right here is going to take it home.
I think that defensive flair there, I would have liked to have seen maybe something a little bit more offensively. Couldn't really have done much considering there is no play on Sbrh's team here on Death's Door. Both at nearly 1 health here. Someone called it lucky, but someone also say he has carefully monitored the amount of bleeds he has taken every single turn here. The stress piling up for Adelbart. I think he is not quite managing to play his gameplay style with this aggressive comp, especially matched into some, if you're healing, stress is a counter to you, right, Mike?
Yeah.
I don't think he's got it here.
Like, this is such a scary thing for Sbrh. I feel like, Sbrh is just one of those players, you know, he's like Faker in League of Legends, he's like freaking Serral in Circus 2. I feel like he just knows what's happening, like 2 turns in advance, he just does all the right moves, takes over the games, gets those wins. This is like so hopeless for Adelbart. He did nothing this game, absolutely nothing. And it's like, seriously, this game looks as over as one can be.
I mean, how incredible is it though that we see Sbrh here, it's people who both me and you believed untouchable, like Xerxes in 300. We saw Mangle grab it, throw a spear in his face, make him bleed. Maybe that little knock to his confidence will allow Adelbart to somehow take this back later on in the series, but I really am not quite sure right now. This has been such a dominant performance by Sbrh.
Yeah. Someone in the chat, like Omni, just said that Sbrh is an AI. Like, he plays like one, honestly. This is just such a perfect, clean play by this guy. Holy crap. He does
We've seen some errors, but these errors are in a, well, this might throw him into this kind of chaotic space where he has lost before. If you bring Sbrh out of his comfort zone, I think you get to play him as an equal. Maybe this is what Adelbart needs to do.
Yeah, perhaps. So this is like Alpha Circus, guys. This is like Alpha Circus playing the matches here. Sbrh really perfect here. He gets a kill on this Arbalest, doesn't he? Yes, indeed. It's gonna be just a dead. This is just gonna be a downward spiral from here, and Sbrh just dominates this game. Seriously, this is such a clean one,
my friend. So great to see Sbrh streaming to actually prove he is not an AI rather. He plays exactly right. You see people who play with their keys, clicking forward using ability.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows what to do, they use their mouse, they play slow. Sbrh here, I mean, it's probably going to be me and him in the finals unless I get very unlucky. And quite frankly, he might win the first position, Mike. Yeah. I might not. Look at this surrender.
He taps
all of these surrenders against Sbrh, Mike. What is going on here?
Oh, that's madness. That's just Sbrh effect. He just makes you feel so hopelessly lost that you just tap out. There's no hope in that game, I feel. I mean, Adelbart I feel like he just indeed had no chances there. So, yeah, that's just how it went, man. So once again, let's just go over to the streamer overview while the guys are going into game number 2. I'd like to thank all those participants that have been already eliminated, because most of our streamers, except for Claude Goliath, are already out of this one. So we only have a single streamer available here, but all those guys performed very well overall, and it's just huge kudos to them. Also, just like to give huge kudos to our statistics guy, Sticky Blad. So I'm just gonna link his channel as well. All those channels are available to you guys right now. You can go subscribe, follow them. Perfect people, really nice to kind of, you know, be able to cooperate with them. And this being said, we're going to add a single digit here to our stat box here. So let me just do it.
Do you mind if I took a break for 3 minutes?
Sure. Absolutely, absolutely, my man. Okay, the ban comes through, so Sbrh no longer able to use his composition with the Vestal, so this tank and span comp, and this means we are down to only 2, Rocky, Brody and Vagabonds here. I don't think we actually saw Vagabonds used at all today, so it's kind of a new thing. Maybe we'll just see it today, not sure. Let's just see how this one pans out. Right now we see the Flagellant by Adelbart here. Sorry, let's just see whether it's gonna be the Flagellant comp by Adelbart. No, Adelbart actually doesn't have the Flagellant. Sorry guys, I'm kind of tired as well. So Adelbart has a Leopard comp he has not used so far in this tournament at all. He has the good composition available, which is the Halo comp, by the way, not banned yet. He can use the Fun comp as well, by the way. So there are quite a few options here for the guy. I'm actually surprised we didn't see this Halo composition coming into the play before, because this was usually something that has been consistently banned throughout all those fights. So right now we'll see like what those guys pick, whether this is gonna be the Flagellant or the A-Bomb Crusader by Sbrh, and whether Adelbart just goes for his, I feel, most comfortable composition, which is this Fun comp here. I think he just plays this one best despite the result right now. So let me just see how exactly this goes. We have not seen those players use those compositions, by the way. The Lack composition by Gravo, not even a factor in any of those matches so far. Again, Sbrh not using the Vagabonds to any effect whatsoever. So we'll see whether those guys decide to go for their stable compositions or whether they just decide to go for those things that they have not tested the waters with yet. Obviously not the best moment to be testing the waters when you are about to be eliminated or about to, you know, move forward to the semifinals of the tournament, but we shall see indeed what those guys do, what their comfort picks are, and so on and so forth. So just jump into this game right now. The players are ready, and so am I. Sis will probably be rejoining me momentarily as well, so just have a look at this game here.
You speak of the devil and he shall appear, my friend. You think I would miss this game, Mikefield? Look,
no, I don't think so.
SBRH versus Adelbart, the qualifying matchup here. Both dark courses here. Adelbart, unfortunately, is taking a loss with that composition that's so antithetical to his entire game plan here. Choosing again here, I think they're nailing the coffin here. Yeah. I really don't think you should choose in this comp again, Mike.
Yeah, this is SBRH comfort zone, honestly. This is the Rocky Road decomposition, the Flagellant comes through, the Hound, so the Highwayman is in here as well, the Arbalest. This is such a high pressure, high tankiness composition, very slow, but also kind of methodical at what it does. You just have to feel like this is just going to be it. Although Adelbart honestly did perform well on this comp. I actually checked back and it looks like this comp did indeed perform quite well for Adelbart, so he might just be able to do this.
Well, he played quite well against players that are nowhere near as good as SBRH, right? No. SBRH, a player who is methodical, he will not miss a single turn. We've seen him do, you see this here, bowling his Arbalest here back to third, able to use all of her abilities, constantly on the ball, reacting to every single play Adelbart makes it. Adelbart, we both agree, is the underdog here. If he takes us back, both of us will be screaming, Mike. That resistance makes it so unlikely.
So it looks like Adelbart will come forward here with... yeah, that's kind of weird situation for him, honestly, because he lost a lot of momentum already. He lost a lot of steam. This Arbalest no longer exposed, obviously. I feel like if you have the Till, you can still penetrate that guard. But is it gonna be enough for this? Oh, that's such a weird move, the Crusade. Like, do you really want to be hitting that MAA there? I mean, do you have any other options, though, right? That's the question here.
You have the Holy Lance, don't you, Mike? That only hits for 6, really, really low. You want to see when you Holy Lance, you want to fish for that crit that will knock someone down to that short. So you're not hitting it. Using probably, I would say, the worst target for it possible, right?
Yeah, the bleed resisted here for the punish, but honestly just putting some pressure on this BH is really just going to do a lot of good work for SBRH as time passes by. So this BH already taken quite a lot of punishment here. Obviously Adelbart can penetrate that guard, I think, and he can do a lot of damage here to this Arbalest. So she might just drop to Dev's door anyway. Obviously protection and the plate as well. Oh, this is just measly 15 damage hit. That's not gonna cut it at all.
I'd say right now, Michael, I believe you agree the issue with Adelbart's composition is all of his characters rely on each other. If that bounty hunter dies, the Arbalest has no reliable way of hitting a Mark's character. So much of her power with that Tiller trinket there is not going to actually come into play. So if FRH manages to take out even one piece of that jigsaw puzzle, Adelbart can't finish the puzzle, can he? SBRH here, playing a Rubik's Cube, he doesn't care what's going on. You know, he's going to take every single piece he has.
Yeah, absolutely, and Adelbart here really fumbling in this final game of the day, potentially. Looks like this BH is just going to be not long for this world, and what follows is honestly the spiral of death, because we have seen this from SBRH already, like slow, contained, and he just slowly inches forward, destroys you from inside, in this methodical, brutal fashion that you really do not want to be experiencing if you're a player. By the way, this BH resisted a second bleed in a row, so that's kind of a good thing for the guy. But honestly, just those blights will bring the character to 0 HP at the same time. So it is looking...
I just said my eyebrows on fire, Mikefield.
What do you mean?
I mean, with the lighter, I set my eyebrows on fire, not to make too much of it. Coming back into this turn here, Adelbart obviously has such a heavy disadvantage here. SBRH here managing to utilize that flash and not even using, look at that 19 crit, that's exactly what you want to see. That is the entire punish for attacking that Highwayman, Mikefield.
Yeah, it really pains to see it, like, because Adelbart has been playing such a great game overall today, and he just falters in this very important final match of the day, where if he just loses this one, he's just completely eliminated from contention for the tournament, because this is going to be just Mangle and SBRH taking over. And honestly, SBRH with so much control again, the utility of the MAA here, he's using him not just for the stress, he's using him primarily for the debuffs, for the control that he provides. This is such an insane tactic. It's not easy to use them in
that way either. So be able to intersperse those technical abilities instead of just spamming Bellow, that is the sign of someone who knows exactly how to play, right? A logical player, someone who's really terrifying to face.
Yeah, and Adelbart honestly took so much stress already, so much damage. Blinking red health was on the A-bomb on this BH. SBRH is such a big threat coming into the semifinals potentially right now, because you just have to see this. This is just going to be semifinals for SBRH if Adelbart doesn't do something absolutely crazy right now. If you were to say, like, how many percent, how big percentage chance would you give Adelbart to win this game right now?
Well, I mean, look at Adelbart, right? He's got 2 characters blinking, the Absolution there on the... Yeah, exactly. Healing a little bit, but not quite enough. Even with the riposte there. Is he going to go through? Yeah, look at that. Death Blow and the Bounty. I think this is all about done with right now.
Yeah, SBRH so clean, so composed, just doing everything right, although he's not really taking that much time to use his stand right now. He's just doing all those things in a correct manner, and I feel like RNG is also kind of helping him a little bit in this game. But is this, like, was there really any bad RNG coming into this one? I don't feel so. Like, SBRH just had the number of Adelbart, and he's just taking, like, he's just abusing those characters of Adelbart. Despite Adelbart being such a brilliant player coming to this tournament, taking over the qualifiers, performing very well overall on the day, like, it just has to be SBRH's game to lose right now.
I mean, this is what we're seeing at Adelbart, very dogmatic in his approach, choosing this aggressive composition twice in a row when he is more often than not seen playing defensively. I think this is what's going to lead to his 2-0 defeat mode. Really upsetting to see Adelbart here not play with what he's comfortable with. This is why he's lost so definitively against Sbrh.
I mean, it's not all over it, honestly, because we can see still some sneaky death blows coming through potentially by those players. So there is a chance that Adelbart just gets a kill this turn, because there's going to be a single character exposed to death blow now. There's no way around this, because you can only heal one of those two with the Arbalest. So the Arbalest of Adelbart might just... Oh, no, she has actually used the turn, so no, never mind. SBRH has a way out of this puzzle just to be safe. He can just heal with the Arbalest, just drop the heal on the Highwayman as he does, and this means that he is absolutely safe this turn.
And look at Adelbart's team right now. He has 3 different avenues for healing. He has every opportunity to play defensively and also every opportunity to play offensively. Clear any stuns that Sbrh does not have here. He can clear the debuffs and mana himself, but you don't want to be playing aggressive here. The stunning blow, perfect. Risking it, he gets it, he gets it on that mana himself. A risky play, but he does land it. This is what you want to see from Adelbart. Oh no.
Right. I mean, you really have to go back to the opening 10 of this fight, where SBRH just made every single move correctly. He has been in this situation potentially like a couple hundred times already, so he knows exactly what to do with what characters, like what 10 order to take, what is the biggest threat on the enemy team. He just abuses this relentlessly, and this means that Adelbart really seems to be standing no chance in this duel of fates. And yeah, just pivoting to stress right now, kind of a SBRH thing to do, you have to see, but this is just such a huge advantage for SBRH. Like, there is no way Adelbart just is able to claw his way back into this game. Maybe he gets a kill here. Oh, that's a death blow actually. Okay, this is something I was just kind of thinking of. So the 10 others.
Adelbart the Maestro against Sbrh the AI is so interesting to see. Adelbart does what he does best. Take these late game advantages. That one kill, if you pray for enough, maybe you just get it, and he gets it right there. Right now, I think the table is done. Going for these grape shot blasts, trying to throw out stun, kill that corpse in the front, push them all back into the third here. No stuns available for Sbrh. 2 stuns available here from Adelbart. Adelbart has every opportunity to control this game. All it depends on is whether or not it is his tempo. He's listening to music right now, doing his own composition. Do you think he's going to write the perfect one, Mike?
I don't know, honestly, but honestly, Adelbart did take over the game in a sense, right? He took it back, he knew what his chances were, he shoots this Arbalest down. Obviously quite unlikely to happen, right? But still happens nonetheless. And this might be a stunned Highwayman as well for SBRH right now. It is going to be that one, that stun comes through potentially. Yeah, Adelbart is still waiting. You see, I think he's just kind of exercising the possibility of just healing here, but he just goes to the right places. The Mangles takes over the game a little bit, and right now it is a stunned character every single 10 for SBRH. Obviously those debuffs are going to be quite big, because, you know, you have to imagine, even if you keep those characters stunned, using this Arbalest to cleanse the debuffs right now is probably not the right thing you want to be doing, right? You just want to be applying some pressure consistently. And this is probably a... Oh, this Highwayman is in trouble, by the way. This Highwayman is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So you might see
even though you can't hit him with that Crusader, any ability to Crusader, that guard there may be defending him from some things. The Arbalest sniper shot, but not defending him from the Beast Battle White. We can see a Beast Battle here, maybe even get the kill there. Here we see it, Mike, don't we?
Oh, it doesn't go. Zero damage only.
Oh, Mike.
Resisted Blight as was such a big deal for SBRH here. He is going to get the Devil on the Able, and this might spell the end of Adelbart, honestly. This might just spell the end of the guy. Because this is just so little damage. The debuffs are very significant on Adelbart's composition. He did not flare on time, which he probably couldn't do, to be frank. He had to just go offensive here. And this is another resisted stun. Does this guy have like 150% stun resist or something? Because he has been resisting a lot of those kind of 50-50 or 30-70 stuns like across the day, really. You see another stun potentially come through right now. It is resisted once again though. And you really feel like this is it for Adelbart. He has lost all the momentum, he's out of steam, and right now SBRH just punishes him relentlessly for his misgivings.
Maestro versus the Master. These misplays here from Adelbart very slight. I believe a giant strategical misplay here. We know this man to play defensively every single turn. I believe here if he did not stick to this aggressive comp twice in a row, I think he would have had the chance to win a Mike. I mean, it's such a shame to see Adelbart lose, but quite frankly, to see him lose to SBRH, Eric, someone who I believe will be the finalist.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't lose to someone better than this, can you?
No, you can't. I mean, frankly, we see those two very powerful players coming ahead of everybody else. Obviously, Mangle, who won against Adelbart in the first game of the day and then took over SBRH in rather fortunate fashion, but took over him nonetheless. And we know how good SBRH is. So given that, you know, Mangle was able to still take the games off his hands is a big, big deal. So Adelbart here in the third place, but you have to see this as a group of death. Seriously, playing against the caliber of the players we see right here is just a very difficult and tenuous task indeed. And right now we can see a stun come through finally in the MAA, but this is just too little too late yet to feel once again. I'm just going to quote myself here. We see the
well, I believe in what we see here, the Sbrh is actually at 1 health here, able to attack the man-at-arms, maybe push him down to death. So if this Crusader on the side of Adelbart gets a good stun kill on that Highwayman, he will not get riposted. It's all about the RNG. Adelbart right now, he is not playing an aggressive team, he's playing a team that is so antithetical to everything.
It's a death blow though, it's a death blow indeed, and this means that again, this game kind of evens itself out, slows down a little bit at least. Obviously a lot of DOT stacked across the board on Adelbart's side. Oh, this is another resisted bleed, by the way, so this is not exactly as bad as it could have been. And this looks like slowly but steadily SBRH is going his way you know, forward, but still Adelbart is in a position that he can still win from. So we do not see a surrender here yet, and this is kind of a reasonable thing, I suppose.
I mean, Mike, we're not going to see a surrender from these two characters, are we? We've only seen surrenders from people who believe they are not up for the challenge. Both of these guys know they are here to win. These guys are fighting for physical rewards here. A chance to push forward into the killer games here.
Absolutely.
The Invitationals versus the qualifiers here. We are seeing two absolutely dominant qualifiers. That's only one hit, but that bleed actually applied there will take him down. I believe 8 damage there. He will still be on 1. Do you see this? 1 health, even though he's accepted it, Mike.
I mean, the thing is, like, this is both players' tournament lives on the line right here. So both of them, if they do take a loss in this particular instance here, sorry, never mind. SBRH still, if he loses this one, he still has a shot at taking game number 3. Adelbart though, this is his last legs. If he loses this one, he's just definitely out. He's going to be 1-2 on the day.
You've got to be scared against a flagellant man-at-arms, don't you? So this flagellant has not used any of his self-healing abilities, and both of your characters are reasonably high stress. You can't attack that flagellant with any meaningful crit damage. Nothing can knock him down from max health to 0, especially not a bowler, right? No real chance here, I believe, unless there's some... He gets that stun though, might be the avenue by which he wins is he tries to control the game, even against his heavy bellows, Mike.
I mean, Adelbart did his due diligence in this game. He played this slow against the Flagellant. He managed to kind of ignore him for the majority of the fight, but I just don't feel this is enough, right? This Obelisk, again, under heavy threat. He can actually just use an offensive skill right now, because he's a single 10 on which he's just gonna be free to do whatever he wants, because this Flagellant is indeed stunned. But
Instead,
this stress...
Yeah,
this stress is just... There's just a big question mark right now for me. Like, whether SBRH is going to take over, because actually Adelbart did a wonderful job at controlling the later stage of this game, and he still might be able to do this. And this indeed looks like, you know, Adelbart's maybe not game to lose, but seriously, he is doing quite fine here. The problem here is how the corpse disappears, and this means this Obelisk can no longer sniper shot the Bellower at the back, and this is already very good, because this means this Flagellant will be forced to take damage for the foreseeable future if Adelbart wants to play offensively. At the same time,
Flagellant, though, he does have all of his healing abilities ready and available to him. Maybe that will not do a credible amount of stress unless that's a faster. That's a faster. And that is so brutal. You need every single alternative in that. And both of these go through unable to heal those, I believe. Even if you clear that bleed there, the blight stacking over the crush Hemlock Trinket there, so strong, especially on turn 12, Mike. Turn 12.
You can't heal because she has no longer access. She no longer has access to bandage in row 2.
Right, exactly.
So
right too.
This is just extremely bad for Adelbart. There is no more healing other than the Crusader, and there is so much stress pressure right now. This Obelisk will probably go down within the following turn as well. So she cannot heal. She can't do damage even because those bowlers just don't really, you know, even scratch the Flagellant surface at this point because of the debuffs. You could see 1 damage. This is nothing, virtually nothing. The only thing Adelbart has to hope for...
It's such a shame to see Adelbart here play again. These compositions do not match well with his game style here. Playing aggressively is not what Adelbart does, Mike.
No, not at all. I mean, also SBRH has been so good at neutralizing those aggressive compositions, by the way. I feel like we also have a matchup the first time on the day where Adelbart's composition that was Halo comp was open. So this is a comp he really did want to play then, because I feel like he had a Halo comp that he just didn't utilize. Not 100% sure about this yet, but we'll just check back at that later. However, it looks like Adelbart is indeed on his last legs here, and taking, like, you know, a little bit of respite in those heals is just not gonna cut it in the long run, you have to feel.
Well, I mean, this respite, he is taking a lovely sip of clear water, but quite frankly, with the amount of DI you see this, right
very
down
close
to
to being a killing blow, by the way. Very close to just taking the Obelisk out of the fight immediately, which obviously doesn't happen. That's kind of fortunate for Adelbart. This is just that battle which he is not really looking forward to.
We need to see a stunner on this Fragile. We need to see him risk this stunner. He's so strong character, Mike.
Yeah, I have to agree with this. So this is a Flagellant that can obviously just take down the Obelisk right now. He can also, I mean, if you're SBRH, you can play this safe. You can just go for a heal as well. You can just heal the MAA, just deny any chance.
60% on the Obelisk here.
So it is going to be the first stand by SBRH, so he could potentially just take down the MAA still. There's a way he can win this, because I feel like SBRH just kind of made a small mistake here, not using the redeem here on his turn. So this is a 0 HP. No, this is never mind, this is a single digit HP again on this MAA. So right now I feel like Adelbart, the best bet for him is just stunning this Flagellant, going for the kill on the MAA as soon as he humanly can, and then and only then is he gonna be able to persevere. But honestly, he just surrenders.
He surrendered. That was so premature. This is the SBRH Eric. This is his kind of syndrome. When you face him, you're so scared you quit early. You throw away games you might have won, man.
Oh, he just breaks your back, doesn't he? That's what he does. That's
this guy is such a
SBRH effect. And guys, this is very clear cut given the results of this match. So it is going to be SBRH and Mangle moving forward, and unfortunately for us, Adelbart with a single win on the day. You have to feel this is just not going to be enough for him, and he is going to be eliminated. Isn't that the case? Because he only won against Baguera on the day. Mangle is going to be 3-0, SBRH is going to be 2-1, and this being said, guys, it is indeed the end of today's games. So you'll have Mangle advancing from seed 1 to no one's surprise, really. I felt like SBRH could have taken that series Obviously, like some unfortunate events led to him losing that in the end. And
regardless of that, Mike, we are still in the same position with, I believe, the two strongest players coming forward in this first bracket. Bracket 2, I'm involved, Cloak Live. This is somewhat of the streamer bracket. We have 3 of the invited players in this bracket. Obviously, me being invited, like I said, was a dominant force in the music tournament, took it forward. Cloak Goliath, absolutely fantastic streamer. Again, everyone pay attention to this guy. I mean, Mike, what a fantastic transition into shilling your stream.
So, once again, to recapture what happened, SBRH, aka Eric, advances from seed number 2, and Mangle Cadaver advances from seed number 1 from this group. This means that in the following semifinals, we will see Mangle facing the player who comes as second seed from the group number 2, whereas Eric will be facing the seed number 1, which is kind of scary because I feel like Eric is at least as powerful as Mangle in this game. In this case, so we have 2 players, very strong players whom we thought were going to advance anyway, taking over the group, taking control in basically all their matches. And this being said, we have concluded today's series. So thank you so much, Sis, for casting. Do you have some closing remarks, by the way?
Thank the Lord it's over. Everyone who managed to stay this long, you deserve a medal. The stats from Sticky Lad. Remember again, follow Mikefield, join him. It's $2.99. Come on, that's nothing right now. Also, everyone else is taking part. Cloak Goliath, Zoko Forever, Misukundi D, The Real Spartan, Joshachu, Life Salich. I think I missed one person, but I can't quite remember. It might well be you, Mike.
Zoko, maybe?
Zoko, I got it. Just get him.
Shuffle. No, it's like Real Spartan, maybe.
Shuffle as well. Shuffle FM. I'm sorry, yeah. Shuffle FM. Hopefully he's casting tomorrow, right, as well. Such a great thing to look forward to.
Yeah, so what a day, guys. What a day it has been. And tomorrow is going to be even more promising because there are way more question marks coming into tomorrow's games. We have Shepard, aka Secha. We'll have Sis. We will have Goliath, as we've said. And we'll have Corsair, whom we haven't really seen in a long time. So I'm very curious as to what he brings to the table. And those games are going to be probably as thrilling as these. And by the way, Mangled Cadaver and Eric have thus secured physical rewards. So both those guys will be receiving the art books and like some and another, like, I feel like it might be like a poster as well from Red Hook. So that's just a very, very big deal for those 2 players.
Mike, any reward they receive is exclusive. This is, as I've said so many times, the only ever officially sanctioned Red Hook tournament, Mikefield. This is beyond belief the importance it holds. Any players who can get forward to receive these physical rewards will be the only players, I believe, ever to receive physical rewards. So incredible of Red Hook to do this for us.
Yes. Also, we have to say, Adelbart's playstyle, absolutely magnificent, man. It's such a shame he leaves us right here, because I feel like he had a decent shot at winning this tournament as well. With this kind of alternate approach to how this game paces, because he had us tricked several times throughout the qualifiers, throughout the group stages as well. I feel like this guy was so close to taking, or like to just losing the games that he played. This style which he was confident in, and he dominated a lot of his opponents. So I feel like this is such a shame we had to say goodbye to Adelbart. But you might just see him tomorrow on the cast, because he just told me that he might actually want to join the cast tomorrow. So I'm just gonna test it out with him maybe, and we might see Adelbart joining us. Obviously Silentia on the cards as well, and Shuffle FM as well. So we have quite a brilliant set of people joining us tomorrow, I guess. This being said, guys, I feel Sis, do you have anything else to say, or can we just conclude today?
All I have to say is I love Sherry.
Oh, we love Sherry as well. Did you guys receive the package, by the way? Not yet, huh?
I've got it. We have got it, my friend.
You have it?
We have it.
Oh, I'm so happy then. Okay, guys, so this being said, this is all for today. Thank you for watching this stream. I'm very happy this actually went the way it did. So we have like a lot of very close games, very thrilling matches, with a lot of fun casting this for you people. So I hope you guys did have fun as well. If you did, please remember to follow, subscribe, perhaps considering becoming members of the channel to see more awesome content like this. And once again, thank you people so much for being around, for just sticking around on the chat as well, talking to us, being those huge supporters of the channel. So this being said, guys, this is it from me today. probably is it from CEST, or we're both exhausted, guys. We've been casting this game almost non-stop.
I am dead.
For 5 hours straight right now. This is crazy stuff. We're just gonna crack open a cold one right now. Maybe do the highlights for tomorrow so that you guys can see those games once again. And this being said, let's jump to Twitch perhaps and host somebody so that they can enjoy our viewership as well, guys. So if you haven't done this yet, please go to my Twitch channel, press that follow button, and also join the channel for a raid. We'll be raiding somebody right now, hopefully a good streamer as well. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves wherever you end up going. Maybe there are like some of the good old timers that I wanted to always host available like down the line on my list here. Let me see that. So not necessarily anyone I would really like to host, to be frank. We could host Orkanaut. The guy is Scottish. The guy is super chill. Let's just do it. Let's just host Orkanaut. He is such a cool guy as well. You'll definitely enjoy yourselves there. He's playing Subnautica, which is a pretty cool game. And I feel like, yeah, this is just a very enjoyable stream to be at. So let's just go and give a little gift to Orkanaut. Guys, go to Twitch as well. Like if you're on YouTube right now, it's just going to conclude on YouTube. So just jump to Twitch and let's go raid someone. So Orkanaut it is. He's such a cool streamer. You guys will definitely love this. He's just also very chill. So after like the day that we've had, like such an emotional day, guys, I feel this is just going to be wonderful fun for you to just enjoy someone who is a bit more chill. Let's go. Get on the boat, guys. By the way, Eric, no problem with the stream quality. I'm very happy you were able to stream at all, because this would have been such a huge burden if you weren't. So